welcome to another episode of Eagle Review. Round 13, West Coast standing tall on the AFL ladder. There's still plenty of football to be played for 2013. Some are saying a grand final preview this weekend, Collingwood West Coast, massive game at the MCG. Before we touch on that, I'd like to welcome Tom Roach. Great win on Thursday night, mate. Beating Carlton in horrendous weather conditions.
Yeah, great win by the boys. Obviously bucketing down before the game, so it made it nice and wet, but put us on top, so terrific effort.
Hey, good to see the commentators getting out there giving official weather reports as well.
We've had about a metre of rain here today, BT, so I'm tipping there's a bit of moisture around.
Look, I don't like to bag the man because I love him, but 22 millimetres, that's all we had. This is what a metre looks like.
Luke said on Twitter?
Luke said?
Yeah.
Let's kick off the show. For the third straight game, Chris Judd was ineffective against his old side. He was held to 12 disposals, 1 till quarter time. Yeah, Roachy, I don't know if he's carrying an injury or not, whatnot, but I don't agree with fans booing him on the ground. Not too sure how that's going down. I do love the teammates getting into him. You muck up on the ground, you've chosen another team. That's fine. Get into him. What are your thoughts?
Well, look, I think obviously mentally you get stuck into him a little bit, but I think it's a bit stiff. Our supporters paying out on Juddy. I mean, he was a star of our footy club, probably won us the flag in 2006, so probably ease up a bit on Juddy.
And Scoot did a tremendous job on him. He had a monster game in a lockdown role. He had 33 touches, 14 contested, 12 out of his 13 kicks were effective in the wet. In toilet conditions, he did a great job. And Paddy McGinnity just had these real kind words to say about his teammate.
Yeah, well, that's he loves it. He's a meathead. He just wants the hardest role each week, and that's why we love him. He's taking his game to the next level, and he's actually getting that much of the footy himself. So Scooter can really do anything at the moment.
Now, there were plenty of great players in this Thursday night game. Daniel Kerr, 10 clearances, was absolutely brilliant in and under. Matt Prittis, basically, him and Scoot won us that game in the fourth quarter, I believe. But Nick Natanui, both coaches have put him best on ground, the full 10 votes. He had an unbelievable game. He had it 25 times, which was a PB, 31 hit-outs. Cox had 30. They absolutely dinced the Carlton ruckman, who had no idea. 7 tackles. Someone tell this guy he's a ruckman. He doesn't need to tackle that often. Roachy, is it premature to say that he's taken the next step?
I think he has. Obviously, he was raw when he first got down here, and we knew he was going to be. All right, but I think now he's starting to find the footy, and once you're doing that, he's obviously learning. He's playing some really good footy.
Not kicking all his goals, though, obviously, running into an open one.
Yeah, look, he probably hasn't touched his toes in 10 years, so touching the ball on the deck's probably not
Ambitious. But let me throw something at you. Was that the point of the season, or the best point ever kicked? I'm going to throw that at you.
I think if you kicked it, it's definitely goal of the year. So, yeah, point of the year, but they don't win any prizes.
I mean, 1996, Tony Lockett kicking that point to get his side in the grand final. Rivals that, you reckon?
Oh, I'd say so.
It was great to see Woosh have some emotion in the box when he missed it. He was filthy. He got asked about it after the game.
Yeah, no, it was one of those misses we should have kicked. Yeah.
Did you think you had it there, Nick? What was the feeling like?
I think I was still complaining to the umpire about being blocked in the CVD, so it took me by surprise, but as Woosh said, we did miss a few of them, and yeah, that was one of them.
Geez, for a second-year player, isn't Jack Darling standing tall in last quarters? It was unbelievable against Carlton. He's kicked 2 goals late in the fourth, second time he sealed a win against the Blues, and did it in the Hawthorn game. And how is this tackle that just blindsided Carlton bloke and stopped them getting the entry into the forward 50? It was marvellous.
But what about this one, Thumper? I think this deserves a little bit of a reprimand, Jack.
From us?
Well, from us, yeah. I'm surprised if I missed this one.
Just missing out on the high tackles. You've got to get him involved. Bad luck, Jack Darling. Look, talk about grabbing your opportunity with both hands. This was one of the best contests of the night from Jacob Brennan. 6th game this bloke is doing it in. Putting his body and head over the ball. Oh, so excited.
Well, as you said, Thumper, it is stiff now for competition. All right, obviously there's a few blokes that can play that are missing out. So you've got to take your opportunity. And what about this goal? So 1 second later, that ball was ending up in row F.
Yeah, who knows where it would have gone, but second goal of his career, and it didn't get the crowd pumping.
It was an absolute ripper.
Jeez, it was good. Moving right along, I want to talk about gutsy efforts, courageous players. Luke Shuey, 5 minutes in the fourth quarter, has back. Matty Warnock, he's not a light bloke. He's crunched him in the ribs. Gone off for a little spell, probably to get some stitching on his ribs, who knows. And he's come back, first contest, straight headed over the ball. I know this is Sandra Sully late news kind of material, but he is going to be a star. You know, that's the key, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's a key for the Eagles that we keep this young midfield together. Obviously with Big Nick, then we've got Shoe, Scooter, obviously Gaffy. I mean, if we can keep this young midfield together, we could definitely win a few flags, I reckon.
You're dead on. We're going to magic moment time. I've got a good one. Will Schofield receives this kick from Daniel Kerr. Oh, terrible vision and terrible skills from Daniel Kerr, mind you. And Scoey with a wet ball has just slotted it from 50. And even though the camera panned to Breno, no, it was Will Schofield.
It was Will.
He even had a second opportunity, but I don't think he's kicked 2 in a game in a while. He got a bit nervous and he sprayed that one pretty badly. So that's my magic moment.
Okay, my magic moment.
Come at me.
Similar vein, same player, Scoey. He's knocked out his own teammate here, Adam Selwood. Pretty magical. And what about this one? A flying kick nearly ended Carato's night.
Tom Roach, everybody, welcome back to Magic Moment. Let's give you the teams, the ins and outs for this massive game. MCG Saturday afternoon. The ins, Mitch Brown, Beau Waters, welcome back, Vice Captain. Mitch Brown replaces, obviously, Will Schofield, who goes out with that hammy, did it real late in the Carlton game. Massive shame. Adam Selwood, we think concussion from Will Schofield's fist, but we're unsure. More something to do with his elbow, so missing those boys. It's going to be a big test this weekend. As we've said, grand final preview, perhaps some critics are throwing it up. Collingwood's midfield, no Pendlebury, but going to be a great test. Here's Paddy McGinnity's thoughts on that real explosive, 4, if you will, for Collingwood.
Oh, mate, it's top quality. You can't really beat that. Every single play that goes through their midfield impacts the game, and they get their 30 touches and their quality touches. They're really high class, and that's why this weekend's going to be so good for us. We can go over there and match it against them over there, and by next week we'll know where we're at. That's for sure.
It's match winner time, a segment I take pretty seriously. Picked Scooter Selwood last week, had an okay game with 30 plus touches. Who'd you pick again, Rashi?
Quinton Lynch.
Lynchy, 1 touch, unlucky. You want to give us a new one for this week, mate?
Well, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going with him again. The big fella. I didn't know he was sick last week. Okay, I was away. I had no idea that he had a bit of a virus. But Lynchy, it's his 200th. And I think he's going to bounce back. This is the 16th Eagle to reach 200 games. He missed the 05 granny, which was stiff. He hit 3 in the 06 granny. He was out of favour in 2010. Some would say he was Gold Coast bound.
Yeah, a lot of rumours there.
But look, he's at career best skin folds. Not an ounce of fat on him. And he's killing it. He can play in every different role, half forward, half back, ruck. He can fill in, pinch hit everywhere.
Well said there, Roachy. Great player. All the best to your 200th, Big Q. I'm going to go something a little bit different. I'm going to go with Mitch Brown as my match winner. He's come in first week. Yeah, laugh if you want, mate. Laugh if you want. Look, no Schofield hurts. The rebound will suffer a bit. I think Collingwood will have a plan to get Glass and McKenzie out of the 50 and try and expose Brownie a bit. But one reason, it's bro v bro. Mitch Brown versus Mitch Brown. There'll be a lot of competitiveness on the park and a lot of trash talking. This is what we got earlier in the week.
Hopefully trying to bash my brother up or something. This week I'll try and get as much out of him as possible, but you can never trust him. He might tell me a few porky pies. And
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Hooroo till next review.